What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I appreciate you tuning in today. As you can tell, we are back in my 2006 Nissan 350Z Rev Up, and we have my book today. If you guys have been following the channel for a while now, you know that every time we have the book out, we're doing something informational. So recently, something really big happened in the Z community. Literally like a week ago, the brand new Nissan 400Z was actually spotted in Japan with the hood up for the first time ever, and we're actually able to get two images of underneath the hood of what the engine bay is going to look like. Here, I'll put the pictures up right here. As you can tell from these two images right here, we kind of have like a view from outside the dealership of the new 400Z. One thing I thought was pretty interesting about these images is that the manifold cover seems to be painted or paint matched to the color of the Z. I'm not quite sure if this is going to be a normal thing for all the Zs, but that would be pretty interesting. You know, I feel like a lot of companies don't really focus on underneath the hood. So if Nissan does end up matching the manifold cover to the car color, I think that would be really awesome, and it would show a lot of attention to detail they have and kind of how they really care about what's underneath the hood and what underneath the hood looks like. So I think that's really awesome. So hopefully it is painted. Obviously these pictures are kind of hard to see, but if we take the rumors we were hearing about earlier about the brand new 400Z getting the motor from the Q50 Red Sport and the Q60 Red Sport, this is a 3.0 liter V6 producing about 400 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. This motor is actually called the VR30, which is kind of like the successor to the VQ35. So if we just Google pictures of the engine bay from the Q60 and the Q50 Red Sport, you can really see, I'll put them next to each other right here, that you can really see, I'll put some arrows to the different things that really correlate to each other. But I mean, this hose and this hose really match, and like there's a clamp right here and a clamp right here going into, looks like maybe a coolant reservoir. So that's pretty interesting. And then also here on the right hand side, you kind of see like this longer hose. I don't actually know what this hose goes to, but if you guys know what this hose goes to, go ahead and drop it down below in the comments. Sounded pretty good. So based on these images, you can really tell that the engine inside the brand new 400Z is going to be extremely similar, if not the exact same engine that's going to be in the Q50 or Q60 Red Sport. This news isn't entirely new to a bunch of people. I think speculation was kind of showing that this was going to be the way they were going, and I think this is going to be a great option. I mean, 400 horsepower stock from the factory is already going to be giving the brand new Supra a run for its money, which is going to be interesting, especially coming with a manual. I would definitely be interested in upgrading from the 350Z to that car. It would be so hard to sell this car for the 400Z. So I just love the 350Z so much, and I'm so used to just not like, I don't know, I can imagine the 400Z has like a whole bunch of like technology and electronics and stuff, and you know, when you're driving, that can kind of dull the driving experience a little bit. So I'll have to drive one to really know, but I'm loving the 350Z for now, but we'll have to see. Before we get into the next part, if you guys could drop a thumbs up and like the video, that would be awesome. It really does help me out in the algorithm more than you know, and we'll be able to get this video and the channel to more and more car enthusiasts that need to hear this information. So thank you again. Anyways, a few of the interesting points I want to make with the new 400Z is in the Q50 Red Sport and the Q60 Red Sport, they have an all-wheel drive version of this car. It'd be really interesting to see if they're going to release an all-wheel drive version of the 400Z. There's plenty of manual all-wheel drive cars out there. This would definitely be going away from everything Z is, you know, with the rear-wheel drive. You know, if they do offer a trim that is all-wheel drive, that would be really interesting. You know, those are just my thoughts. I really don't think they're going to put an all-wheel drive system, but because the Q50 and the Q60 have all-wheel drive systems, I can't help but bring it up here just because that would be really interesting, and it would really throw a curveball on the whole like Z lineup, I feel like. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the brand new engine that's going to be in this 400Z. Now that we know exactly what it's going to be, you know, this engine comes with a lot of awesome refinements that Nissan has made in the brand new cars that the older Zs didn't really necessarily get. So basically, it's going to have the lightweight aluminum block like we all know and love. The only thing different that they're doing to this car, kind of like the HR 350Z motor and the 370Z, is they had like, it was a diamond-like carbon coating, and I'm assuming this is going to be similar materials. They're calling it mirror bore coating. So basically, the bores are going to coat them with this mirrored, it basically gives the cylinders a mirrored finish, and this extremely reduces friction as well as increases fuel economy and just overall efficiency in general. So, you know, the HR motor ended up incorporating this, so this is not new technology for Nissan, but I'm sure they've been upgrading it, and this will be the best version of the technology that they have. So I'm super excited to see that. It's going to have aluminum cylinder heads, which is going to be awesome, so more lightweight there. So another thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that this car is actually going to be twin turbo. The last time a Z car was ever actually twin turboed stock from the factory was the 300ZX in the 90s, which went over really well. I mean, basically anyone that knows the Z lineup knows the 300ZX. That was an iconic car, especially for the time. I believe that car had sequential turbos, so one would spool and then the second one would spool. That would kind of minimize a lot of the turbo lag. Correct me if I'm wrong, that might have been a different car. Was that the Supra? I don't know, actually. I'm really excited to see, you know, a manual Z platform that has a twin turbo system on it from the factory with like modern technology. It's going to be really interesting. I'm assuming the turbos aren't very big, so it's going to leave a whole bunch of room for like, you know, big turbo upgrades and just tunes and stuff like that. The beautiful thing about having turbos is it allows you to be able to tune the car so much more than like an NA setup. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope I wasn't talking too fast. If I was, put it in like half speed. I do apologize. I haven't done one of these sit down videos in a while, and I just get so excited when I start talking about subjects I have a lot of passion about. So I got all my writing here. Check it out. All this writing. You know, I haven't done this much writing since I was in school. And even when I was in school, I didn't write this much stuff down. So I really do care a lot about this stuff, and I hope you guys do too. Drop a comment down below if you're excited for the new 400Z. If you have any ideas of what you would do to yours right when you get it, like what would be your first mods, like a wing, suspension, wheels, like what would you do? Like let me know down in the comments. Go ahead and drop a thumbs up on this video because it does help me out in the algorithm. And then please consider subscribing so you don't miss any of my future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.